Hey guys, this is Mars. Welcome to the Blue Surrealist and welcome to MarsTalks. So for today's video, I'm going to share with you the benefits of using a mixing palette. So I have mine here. So I haven't really washed the paints that are still here. So the palettes that you see here the paints that you see here are actually the colors that I use in my painting Away from Prying Eyes. So as you can see, the colors are still here and that's what I use. So it's a lot. So I mix here and I put my colors here. So from light to dark, and the small, for the details, I also put them at the bottom. So I really like using a mixing palette because one, it's very handy and I actually hold it this way. So the weight of my mixing palette is on my arm and not on my fingers. I've seen some artists who been using this mixing palette this way. So the weight is on the fingers and not at the arm. So I'm not sure yet if there's a proper way to use a mixing palette, but I'll research that for you and I'll update you about it. Okay? But for me, this is how I use it because I want the weight of my mixing palette to be on my arm and not on my fingers. So actually, some artists, I've also thought about this myself, but I haven't really put the paint in. So actually, there are a lot of mixing palettes there. It doesn't have to be this one. I bought this from the old paint store at Cubao. And I was really fortunate enough to buy this plastic mixing palette because it was the only one there. And the other ones are wood, and I really don't like to use wood because I think it's too heavy for me. And it's not really that thick, I know, but for me, I really like to use plastic, so I was really fortunate enough to buy this one. So a lot of artists actually use paper plates or plastic plates or a ceramic plate or a tile, actually a ceramic tile, because they need a bigger space for mixing, and just like me, I need a bigger mixing palette, okay? So some artists actually cover their base gray. Gray. You know why? Because in using the color gray, you actually see the true color of your paints. Because if you use a white background and you compare it to your paints, of course, it's going to look dark. But in reality, it's not really that dark. So there's a lot of trick there. So in order to see the true color of things, it's good to cover your palette with the color gray so that you can really gauge the color mixing that you're going to use. If it's too light or too dark for you, you'll already see it, because if you placed it on a canvas, on a white canvas, your brain would think that it's too dark or too light for you. So you'll have a hard time in getting the right color for the skin tones, for example. Okay, so that's a tip for you. So I haven't really colored this in yet, but I do plan to. Okay? So I hope you like this video and I hope you can get also one of your own. I'm not sure if there's still a plastic mixing palette at the oil paint store, but I hope they do. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you learned a lot from me. So please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and be weird, stay weird, be yourself every day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.